first of all, I want to thank the Dream team for being on the screen and always doing such a wonderful session. And also to all of you who have joined in all your different varieties as wonderful supporters of Dreams Come True. So as I said just a few moments ago, it is the end of 25-26 and that financial year for us. So I just thought I'd share a few highlights with you all because it's really wonderful to know that it was a very strong year for Dreams Come True. First and foremost, for the children that we supported, we impacted over 6,500 kids, which is a really big number for us and some wonderful dreams. And certainly the Dream team on screen are to thank for that. We had a budget of 1.2 million to achieve and we exceeded that. We were expecting to have a 90,000 deficit on that number, but we ended up with a plus 39,000. So again, very pleasing from a fundraising and financial point of view. And lots of you on screen have made that that happen and been part of that success. And the other great success, which is something that will ring through in this presentation of Dreams, is the gift in kind that we've been given. So the donation side of things, we always try and encourage as many donations as we can so that we can stretch our fundraising. We had a target of £15,000 to achieve for the year we've just closed, and we surpassed that fantastically and actually secured 35,000. So we have done very well on lots of different levels. And we've had, alongside the great number of children that we've impacted, we've had great feedback from the families and 100% kind of positive response from them for the magic that we've made, the joy that we've delivered, and the impact that will be long lasting. So I think that is a great way to open. And from here to ask the team to present the dreams and to just let you know how important your support is, how deserving the children are that you're going to see, and how much magic we've made come true. Thank you, Dream Team.
Thanks, Jasmine. I think I'm up first.
Great.
So hi everybody, I'm Holly and I'm going to take you through the first of our 3 dream stories that we'll be sharing today, and I'm going to start with the Bristol Royal Children's Hospital. This was one of our community super dreams. So Bristol Royal Children's Hospital is one of the most vital children's hospitals in the southwest of England. It has 179 inpatient beds and it includes 18 paediatric intensive care beds. The hospital serves around thousands of families every single year. Over 6,000 children are seen as day case patients. Close to 49,000 children pass through the emergency department annually. The staff provide care and support to these children with a variety of life-impacting conditions. So through their neuro and high dependency unit wards, this would include children who've sustained head injuries. On their cardiac wards, they treat a number of heart conditions. And then there's also their surgical wards and also a burns unit. The hospital draws patients from right across the southwest of the region, as well as from the local Bristol community. On average, around 3,000 children each year carry a formal diagnosis of additional needs, but as the team there would tell you, the real number of that is in fact much higher, as many children are sort of awaiting a diagnosis. So the figure doesn't quite represent what the actual reality is. An estimated 30,000 children across Bristol, South Gloucestershire and North Somerset are living in poverty. Bristol sits in the 10% of the most deprived areas nationally. These are the children and the families that the incredible play team at Bristol Royal are serving each and every single day. So next slide, please, Jasmine. Thank you. So the dream began with a team of passionate professionals who simply knew what their patients did. Their team, made up of qualified play workers and health play specialists, provides so much more than entertainment. They use play to help children through uncomfortable procedures like lumbar punctures and painful dressing changes, also to soothe and prepare them mentally for major treatments like radiotherapy. The play department already had a couple of interactive screens dotted around the areas of the hospital. However, the existing screens were very limited and not accessible to many of the patients there. When they came to us, they had a clear vision. They wanted 4 fully mobile interactive projectors for their neuro wards, the cardiac and the surgical wards. The equipment could move to the ceiling and project onto the ceiling, the walls, the floor, even directly onto the patient's bed, meeting every child wherever they are. So next slide, please, Jasmine. Thank you. And so, thanks to the incredible generosity of our partners, I'm not sure if they're here on the call today, but our incredible partners, including the wonderful support from Kira and Heather at BSI, that's exactly what we made happen. Together, we provided 4 fully mobile Integrex Wellbeing Suite projectors delivered to the wards that needed them most. What makes these projectors so special is their flexibility. So as I mentioned before, they can project onto virtually any surface, meaning that no child is out of reach, however restricted their movement might be. The software is constantly updated by the Integrex team, so that's ensuring that the content is always safe and age appropriate and engaging for children of all ages and interests. The projectors also include like a patient development package, meaning that the play team can track a child's responses and their engagement over time, turning play into a genuine therapeutic tool. Each unit came with service and breakdown recovery package, which meant that the team can just relax and just focus on doing what they do best, which is caring for their patients and knowing that the equipment is in safe hands. These projectors are now making a difference every single day on those wards. Next slide, please, Jasmine. Thank you. So the feedback from the staff has been really great to receive. Joe, the play department manager, told us that the projectors are amazing. They're incredibly flexible. They can fit into the tiniest corner behind a bed. The design is a huge improvement over the older screens, and they are a total game changer. And Jen, a paediatric nurse, gave us perhaps the most moving account. She described how the projectors have been especially helpful during like painful burn dressing changes, which, as you can imagine, can be a very painful and lengthy procedure for a child to go through. She said it helps distract the children, and other members of the team are able to support them by engaging and ask them questions about what they're watching and what they're doing. So this is play as medicine. This is what has made this dream possible. Next slide, please, Jasmine. So a little while after the delivery of the dream, ourselves and BSI had the privilege of visiting the wards to see the projectors in action. On the day we met Theo, who was in the previous slide. He's a little boy who's been on the ward for a while after a spell of illness, and that sense of boredom and low motivation was really setting in for him. But there he was, hopping gently out of bed and moving around and engaging, all because of the projector. We also visited the neurological wards where the projectors had been particularly impactful. And it was there that we spoke to Isaac, who was the health play assistant on that particular ward. And Isaac said, one of the ways that I've used it is to test children's vision and tracking, which is a much more fun way to do it than the typical approach for both the kids and the staff. Being able to project at different angles, like onto walls and ceilings, is also great for procedures like lumbar punches. It helps children stay still for several hours and gives them something to focus on. The spectacle of the projectors is a benefit in themselves because it's such an engaging piece of equipment. It's offering an incentive for things like going to have their blood tests or motivations to just get out of bed and go to the playroom. It's been a huge success. So for a child lying in a hospital ward, sometimes in pain, sometimes frightened, sometimes very far from home, the right moment of distraction and joy can make all the difference in the world. So thank you to our partners at BSI for helping us make this dream possible. And now I'm going to hand you over to Dougie, and he's going to take you through another dream.
Thanks, Holly. Hi, everyone. So I'm here today to tell you about a dream that was delivered on our Blackpool and Northwest dream making programme, which is kindly supported by the Kentown Wizard Foundation. So first of all, a warm welcome to everyone from Kentown on the call today. Onto the next slide, please, Jasmine. So I'd like you all to meet Andre. So Andre is 15 years old. He loves to be active and loves swimming, trampolining, music, travel, and spending time outdoors walking. So Andre has a diagnosis of autism and he attends a specialist SEN school near to home. He requires a lot of day-to-day support from his family and struggles to access the community to do things that he enjoys and to keep active, as he struggles to access safe places where he can be active and enjoy time outside. His family need to plan walks and days out with Andre carefully to ensure he's kept safe, as he sometimes lacks awareness of danger. However, Andre's family do really love to encourage his exercise and time outdoors, as aside from obviously the obvious health benefits, it also supports with his regulation. So for this reason, Andre's school referred him for a dream come true, to help provide Andre with more access to safe spaces in which he can enjoy his walks, get out in nature and benefit from plenty of exercise. So upon receiving the referral from Dreams Come True, to Dreams Come True, we work closely with Andre's dad to identify suitable places for him to access. And then if we move on to the next slide, please, Jasmine, where we'll look at the dream itself. Thank you. So, as I say, working closely with Andre's dad, Dreams Come True explored places that would provide Andre with the space he needs to enjoy his walks. It was important that he had access to places that cover large distances, whilst also having something to take an interest in, but also places that were safe and easy for Andre to have freedom. Dreams Come True provided 12-month memberships to both the National Trust and Chester Zoo for Andre and his family. We felt that the National Trust would allow plenty of variety and places where Andre could visit to maintain his enthusiasm and interest, whilst Andre would also enjoy seeing the animals and wildlife at Chester Zoo and also have plenty of space to get out on his walks across the large 130-acre site. But with Andre's dream, we didn't want to stop there. We were keen to package up this dream further to expand Andre's interests and give him something that he could physically use on his walks or out in nature. So with this in mind, Dad had expressed during the initial call that he had always wanted to buy Andre a telescope. We also felt that it would be lovely for Andre to have his own pair of binoculars to take out on his adventures. So Dreams Come True provided both the telescope and binoculars as part of Andre's dream package. Okay, and then on to the next slide, please. So on this slide, I'm delighted to share with you some photos now of Andre enjoying his dream. So first of all, he was really excited when he came home from school and saw the binoculars had arrived. He headed straight out with his dad in the local area to try them out and was really enthused by them. And then during the weekends and also on the first school holiday since having his memberships, Andre put them to very good use, getting out to plenty of National Trust gardens, including Bodmin Gardens in North Wales and Erdig in Wrexham, along with Chester Zoo. Dad sent through lots of photos of Andre enjoying the places he'd visited and expressed that they're very much looking forward to visiting many more places over the course of the year. So you can see here, obviously, in the other three photos, the photos of Andre enjoying Chester Zoo. And then on to the next slide, please, where there's some more photos. We've got some really nice photos of this dream, which is really, really good to see. So on this slide, you can see obviously some more photos here of Andre enjoying his visit to the National Trust places that I mentioned, and really taking an interest in everything that they had to offer. And then onto the next slide, please, Jasmine. And then here, just finally, Dad also sent some photos through of Andre enjoying some early evening plane spotting through his binoculars on one of the first sunny evenings of spring. So that was really good to see, just a sort of ad hoc chance, really, if you like, of him getting out and making use of those binoculars. And then finally onto the next slide, please, Jasmine. So as you can see here, we received some lovely feedback on Andre's dream and the enjoyment he had already got out of it in a fairly short space of time. So Dad commented that Andre was really happy and excited, especially seeing the animals and spending time outdoors. We're looking forward to visiting more places soon. He loved being outdoors, exploring the gardens and spending time discovering new things. The binoculars have been used many times, mainly during our walks, and Andre really enjoys looking around and observing nature. He has also used a telescope at home on a clear night when the moon was full, and he really enjoyed looking at it. And you can see there at the bottom there a photo that was sent through to us of the moon through Andre's telescope, which was really, really nice to see. And then speaking of the importance of this dream, Claire, who was Andre's referrer, she said, "We're delighted Andre has had this wonderful opportunity. It's such a challenge for our families to access the community safely." And then finally, Dad commented, "Thank you again for everything you've done for Andre. It's been a very special experience for him and for us as a family." Okay, thank you, everyone. I'll now hand you over to Zoe.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm going to move on to talk about an incredibly special urgent dream that took place this month. It was one of the most action-packed dreams I've ever been a part of, and I've been here for, yeah, like nearly 7 years now. So, and also, like I mentioned at the beginning, I've got a lot of people to thank for making it so special as well. So if you can just go on to the next slide, Jasmine, I'll start by introducing Harper-Rose. So she's a bright and resilient 8-year-old. So the things that she loves shopping with her mum. She loves trying makeup and anything skincare related, which I found quite surprising for such a young kid. But yeah, her mum told me that she's more like a teenager than a child, and proudly says that she's very girly. So a little bit of background about Harper-Rose. So she has several serious and complicated medical conditions. And for her, this means that she lives with brittle bones, she has fatigue, she experiences migraines, but importantly, she's registered blind in one eye, and her remaining vision has recently deteriorated really rapidly. So months ago, Harper had 75% vision in her remaining eye, and this has recently dropped to 13% in such a short period of time. And it was this that sort of prompted Harper's mum to get in touch with us. It's very likely that Harper will lose her vision completely. So Harper's mum thought that it was a really crucial time for Harper to have her dream while she was still able to enjoy those visual experiences. Harper's mum used to be a nurse, so she actually had already heard of the charity, and she admitted that she was really hesitant to ask for help at first, but as a single mom and a full-time carer, she knew that having a dream would give Harper something really special, and it would be something that she'd never be able to create on her own. And to tell you a little bit more about Harper, despite everything that she faces, she's really positive and determined. Her teacher who referred her described her as a really happy child who loves school, and said that if it wasn't for the fact that she uses a magnifying glass to help her with her schoolwork, you wouldn't know that she was any different to other children. And that's a real testament to how hard she works. So yeah, having a dream, the idea is that it would help Harper feel more celebrated, it would give her confidence, and it would create precious memories as well for her and for her family. So if you can move on to the next slide, please. So Harper-Rose came up with all of the ideas. So she knew she wanted to go to London. She knew that she wanted to have her makeup done. She knew that she wanted to travel in a limo. That was the big thing. So I guess it was our job at Dreams Come True to turn those ideas into something real, and also to make it feel like it was really special and unforgettable. So yeah, the idea was we wanted to make her feel spoiled, we wanted to make her feel pampered, but we knew that we couldn't do it alone either. So we got creative. We reached out to our existing partners, and Lisa reached out to some amazing connections on LinkedIn. And from there, things began to happen really quickly. So many people, after hearing Harper-Rose's story, just wanted to help. They wanted to make a dream come true. And part of this call is to say a huge thank you to everyone who joined us on that journey. We received not only yes, we want to help, but really warm responses from people as well, who also not only said, yes, we can help, but also brought so many creative ideas and made the dream even bigger and better than we could have ever imagined. So on the next slides, I'm going to go through exactly how Harper's dream turned out. So if you can go to the next slide. So the build up and day one. So leading up to the dream, having lots of phone calls with Mum. Harper had been counting down the days and telling everyone that she met, even the ice cream man, how excited she was for the weekend. And the night before felt like Christmas Eve for the family. On the day that they travelled to London, I got so many updates and videos, even of just them waiting for the train, which you can see one of the photos there. They were just really excited, even just to be part of that journey. And as soon as they arrived at the hotel, they headed straight to the pool and jumped in, before the sort of real celebration started. So to kick things off, the Big Table Group agreed to host the family at their restaurant, and all of the staff were really warm and welcoming even before they'd arrived. So they went to Bella Italia, who treated Harper like a queen. They seated the family in a quiet area. You can see a photo on the side, where they could spend some special time together. And they made them feel like nothing was too much trouble. Amazingly, after the LinkedIn post that I mentioned before, the marketing team and producers behind Wicked got a heard of it and invited the family to see the show on the first Friday night. So they welcomed them to a pre-show lounge. They looked after them really well on the day, and they even invited them to stay after the performance to meet Glinda and Elphaba, which you can see in the middle photo. Crucially, they gave the family the tickets, and Harper was seated right at the front, so that meant for her she could see as much of the show as possible. Stephanie's told us since then that Wicked means more to the family than we will ever know, and we're really sure that it's going to hold such a special place in the heart. So big thank you for that. Next slide, please, Jasmine. So Saturday, day two. On the Saturday, the amazing team at Benefit gave Harper and her mum and her sister Isla a makeover, along with lots and lots of really amazing, lovely gifts. And so they got to take a gift bag home. And yeah, Stephanie, Harper's mum, said that it was so thoughtful of them to include everyone. She had not expected to get a makeover when she went. The whole experience was just right up Harper Street, and the team went above and beyond to make them feel like VIPs for the day. And we also got some feedback from the team to say that it was a pleasure to host them, and the staff said that the children had made the day, which was great. After that, the family were gifted tickets from Merlin's Magic Wand charity to go on the London Eye and the River Cruise to take in all the views of London. And yeah, Harper was sort of a little bit scared of heights before the trip, so it was really great that she got to conquer that fear, because that brings us on to the evening time, because our partners at individual restaurants, after hearing about Harper, not only did they invite them to dinner later on in the trip, they also treated them to tickets to visit the Shard, which was a surprise. And this was met with huge excitement. The family told us they felt incredibly special to be there. You can see the photo in the middle. And Harper grew in confidence. As you can see, she edged closer and closer to the window to take some photos and get an amazing perspective of the city. And next slide, please. So yeah, already action-packed, but day three we're on now. So on the Sunday, the team at Primark's on Oxford Street pulled out all the stops and gave Harper a money can't buy shopping experience. They opened the store early just for her. They paired her with a personal shopper. They decorated a changing room. You can see in the photo of them in the mirror. So they decorated this changing room just for her to try on clothes. And then they even took the family to Greg's afterwards to get some treats. Importantly, they took the pressure off the family by giving them a £200 gift card to spend, so Harper-Rose could really enjoy choosing an outfit for her final evening in London. And this is where the limo came in, because later that day, the family returned to the hotel to get ready, and then they were picked up by this amazing limo that Harper had dreamed of. The limo took them on a 1 hour tour of London, which was a really magical experience with music and balloons and drinks. And Harper loved every minute of it. Her mum told us that she was waving like the Queen to everybody out the window. And when they pulled up at some traffic lights, somebody said, "I wonder whose celebrity daughter that is," which made everybody laugh and smile in the car and just felt really special. So that evening, Piccolinos in London welcomed the family with a red carpet. They shown them to a beautifully decorated table. Harper-Rose was presented with a big bouquet of flowers, and they even enjoyed canapes and a 3-course meal. And you can see on the photo in the far corner there that they made them a special dessert as well, which was really special. So one of the chefs even invited the children up to help make pizzas, which Mum said was one of the highlights of the whole weekend. She said that the chef was one of the nicest men she'd ever met, and it was a wonderful way to spend the evening in London. I'll just ask Jasmine to play the video of the pizza making so that you can all see it as well.
Show me how you're doing. Oh, well done. Your finger.
You got to make it round.
Well done. Look at this. Look at this. How do you want it with?
What do you want on it? Cheese.
Thank you. You can go to the next slide. Thanks. So yeah, on the final morning, Hamleys invited the family to ring the bell for the store opening, and they gave them a VIP tour tailored to each of the children's likes and interests. So yeah, you can see some of the photos there. It brought so much joy to the whole family, and it was just the perfect way to end the weekend on a high. Harper's mum has thanked not only us as a charity, but every sort of partner that was involved for giving Harper-Rose such an amazing experience. She told us that she would never have been able to do anything like this without the support of a charity. And she also said that while it can be hard to ask for help, she's so glad that she reached out, because Harper has had the experience of a lifetime. She got on the phone to me actually the day before the trip when we were going through the sort of logistics, and Harper-Rose had a doctor's appointment after school, and the school had noticed that she had changes in her vision, and Harper was telling the doctor excitedly all about the weekend. And after examining her eyes, the doctor said that it was perfect timing for the trip. So we're so grateful that we were shown the support so quickly, and it felt like a real privilege to play such a part in such an important memory for the whole family. We've had really good feedback from Primark and Benefit and Bella Italia, the Big Table Group, Piccolinos, and individual restaurants, and the team at Wicked to say that the feeling was shared and they felt special to be a part of it too. And Cruvel for giving us the limo hire, and for Merlin's Magic Wand for supporting us with like so many tickets. The positivity and kindness shown, yeah, it was just amazing. And I suppose from Harper's perspective, for a little girl who might carry this as one of her last visual memories, such a beautiful way to remember everybody smiling and willing to help and making her feel so special. I can imagine that this is going to have an impact, a massive impact on her that she'll carry for the rest of her life. And then there's just one final slide. So it's just a bit of a slideshow of some of the photos, but I thought it would be good to just let them play while I read out the feedback word for word from Harper's mum. So to start, I honestly don't think that I will ever be able to put into words just how much this experience has meant to us. From the very beginning to the very end, it has been nothing short of incredible, truly beyond anything I ever imagined it could be. I went into this hoping Harper-Rose would have a lovely time, but what she experienced was pure magic. Seeing her smile, hearing her laugh, and watching her just be so full of joy and excitement is something I will carry with me forever. There were so many moments that felt magical, but the most special part was simply seeing her so happy and carefree, something that doesn't always come easily for her. The impact on Harper-Rose has been so emotional to see. She's come away so much more confident, brighter, and full of life. It's given her such a boost, not just in the moment, but in a lasting way. And as a parent, that means absolutely everything. This hasn't just touched Harper-Rose, it's touched our whole family in a way I just can't quite describe. It gave us precious time together, created memories that we'll hold on to forever, and brought so much happiness to all of us. Even the other children were included and had such an amazing time, which made it even more special and complete. I expected something lovely, but what you gave us was so much more. It was magical, it was emotional, it was truly life-changing for us as a family. We are so deeply grateful. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts for giving us something we will never forget. And that's the end of the feedback and the end of our dream
Wow,
stories.
Zoe, that's such powerful feedback. I haven't heard that. That's just amazing. What a dream, what a dream. But what amazing all three dreams, you know, from Bristol, a community dream where so many children are going to be positively impacted by the screens, for the education that will bring, for the regulation that will bring, for the engagement. I mean, amazing. To Andre, I mean, as a mum with a child who has very similar needs to Andre at a very similar age, I relate to that wholeheartedly. It is hard to know how to entertain and bring joy to children with difference and learning disabilities, and to know that Andre has an amazing 12-month membership to go to so many different places where he can use his binoculars and you know, enjoy his life and his time out that his family would not have been able to afford without us. I mean, that I've never seen a membership for 12 months of a dream in such a similar way, Dougie. So I love that, and that obviously touches me personally. And to Harper-Rose, I mean, Zoe, you did a brilliant job as ever of telling a very big story in a beautiful way of the amazing, well, long weekend. I don't know how they all did it. I'd have been absolutely broken after day one, but golly, what an agenda. And again, to, you know, just say that which Zoe has already so beautifully said, a massive thank you to all our partners, because it was a real team effort and people can see the joy and the dreams and the magic. And that's what it's all about. So as we move into our year of 26-27, this is exactly what we'll be doing. More dreams, more magic, more making children feel special and, you know, loved in their lives by not just their family, but all of us when they are experiencing such adversity. And every one of you on the screen is participating in a different way, whether you're jumping out of a plane or you're introducing us to new supporters, you're sitting on our board, or you've just decided to do a half marathon in Leeds. Whatever it is that you're contributing, it really is that which makes the magic for all the dreams that we will deliver this year and have done in the last year. So I will close 3 minutes, slightly out of time, but to say thank you to you all. Please keep joining these sessions. Please keep sharing the love that Dreams Come True does, and let's together make more dreams come true for children in 26-27. Thank you all very much and have a wonderful rest of the week.